Hello friends, welcome back to again Pharma Biomed. Another tutorial we will start. So today we will see about the control and coordination, especially in the animal cells. So here we have to discuss about the nervous system. If you like the content, please subscribe, share and pass it to many more. We will move on to the other session. So here control and coordination. Why we require control and coordination means any living cell, it has to survive means against the external environment or any changes in the environment, it has to respond. So this response has to be properly coordinated. So for that we need a control system, we need a coordination system. So this will be done by our nervous system. So here we should understand some terminology. The first one is stimulus. What is the meaning of stimulus? Any physical change or any chemical change that is present in the external environment or internal environment will create some change in the organism, some change in the some of the body parts of the organism. That is called stimulus. Then what is response? Against the stimulus, our body will respond. That is called response. Our body will show some changes. That is called response. Then other one is receptors. What is receptor? Receptor means this is the group of nerve cells which are going to identify the stimuli and they pass the information to the central nervous system. Now those are called receptors. So receptors will pass the information to the central nervous system. Then finally effector. The other one is effector. What is effector? From the central nervous system, effector will grasp the information. This effector, either it may be a muscle or a gland that will synthesize some chemical substances or that may contract so that it will show the response activity. Then that is called effector. So here the terms to be remembered is one is stimulus and other one is response, then one more is receptor and other one is effectors. Now we will see the structural and functional unit of the nervous system, that is nothing but your neuron. So what basically a neuron will contain? So neuron is made up of a body, a cell body. It is called a cell body. Cell body is also called as cyton. Now the cell body is having two projections. One is dendritic projections, dendritic cells. So these dendritic cells are nothing but they are the cytoplasmic extensions. They are nothing but the extensions. The other side you have one long fiber. This is called as axon. So what this cell body will contain? Cell body will contain in the center nucleus, and apart from the nucleus it do also contain so many granules. Cytoplasm will be there. In the cytoplasm so many organelles such as mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, all these will be there in the cytoplasm of the neuron. Apart from this cytoplasm of this neuron, it do also contains some dense RNA granules. So these RNA granules are called as Nissl granules. So these Nissl granules are used in the protein synthesis. They are used in the protein synthesis. Now coming to the axon. So here some red colored sheath is there. What is this red colored sheath? This is nothing but the myelin sheath. So there are some of the neurons which are going to contain myelin sheath. Now at the end of axon you have a bulged or swollen portion is there. This is called axonic terminal. So what this swollen portion is going to contain? It is going to contain chemical substances called neurotransmitters. So these neurotransmitters are used in the propagation or movement of the information from one neuron to the another neuron. So these neurotransmitters are stored in the axonic terminal. Now how the information passes through this neuron? In the form of nerve impulse. What does this nerve impulse means? Means any change is there, any physical change, any behavioral change or any chemical change is converted into the stimuli, and this stimuli will be identified by the neuron and it transmits through the neuron in the form of an electrical potential. So that is called as action potential. That means information passed through the neuron in the form of nerve impulse or in the form of action potential. Now when we are observing this axonic terminal, so one neuron's axonic terminal will be always attached with the another neuronic dendritic portion. The first neuron's axonic terminal is attached with the another neuron's dendritic portion. So this is called as synapse. This is called as synapse. What is synapse? The other first neuron's axonic terminal is attached with the or in-bonded with the dendrite of the second neuron, that is called synapse. So when we are discussing about the neurons, we have to understand some of the other terminologies, such as there are three types of neurons are present. One is the unipolar neurons, bipolar neurons, as well as multipolar neurons. What is unipolar neuron? A very simple thing is, here one cell body will be there. So obviously the cell body is there. From the cell body, single axon is getting ejected. Then this is called as unipolar. That means one. Then coming to the bipolar neurons. Bipolar neurons means we can see simply one cell body will be there. The cell body is projecting with one dendritic portion and another side it is projecting with one axonic portion. Then it is called as bipolar neuron. Then what is multipolar neurons? Obviously cell body will be there. In the cell body you have many more dendrites at the one side and other side you have only one axonic terminal. Then this is called as multipolar. So we have unipolar, you have dipolar, unipolar, as well as multipolar neurons. Now we have to understand a little more information about this synapse, about what is happening throughout the synapse. Now we see what clearly happens in the synaptic portion of the nerve cell. So here you can see this is the axon terminal of the first nerve cell and this is the dendritic portion of the second nerve cell. In between the space is there, no? This space is called as synaptic cleft. Now what happens in the synapse? Whenever a stimuli is generated, the nerve, whatever the neuron is there, that will identify and it is going to be transmitted in the form of action potential. So the action potential, I have given number 1. So action potential is coming into the first neuron. So this neuron is present before the synaptic cleft. Hence this neuron is called as presynaptic nerve cell or presynaptic neuron. So once action potential comes inside, what is the second step that is going to happen? Here you can see number 2. So what are these green colored channels? These are nothing but calcium gated channels through which calcium moves inside the nerve cell. So whenever action potential come inside, the second step is what? The calcium, through the calcium gated ion channels, calcium will move inside the presynaptic neuron. Calcium is required for the nerve impulses to pass through. Hence calcium came inside. Once the calcium came inside, what happens? The synaptic vesicles are getting stimulated and they releases neurotransmitters. So this is the third step. So in the third step, what is happening? From the synaptic vesicles, the neurotransmitters are getting released. Once the neurotransmitters are getting released, what is the fourth step? Here you can see there is a binding of neurotransmitter into this green colored box. This is nothing but the receptor that is present in the second nerve cell. So the second nerve cell is present after the synaptic cleft. Hence this nerve cell is called as postsynaptic neuron. This nerve cell is called as postsynaptic neuron. Once the neurotransmitter binds onto this particular receptor, neurotransmitter will come inside this postsynaptic neuron and it shows its responses. If it is not so, what happens in the second step? What is the fifth step? If the receptor is not available, it may also bind to any of the enzyme. So what this enzyme will do? Enzyme will break down the neurotransmitters so that finally there is a breakdown of neurotransmitters without showing any response. So this is all at the micro level which is going to happen in the synaptic cleft. By that, action potential is transmitted from the one neuron. This neuron is called presynaptic neuron to the postsynaptic neuron. Once it reaches to the postsynaptic neuron, how it is getting converted into the responses, that we will see in future coming videos. As of now, this is all about the neurons and the synapse. So this is all about the neurons and the synapse and synaptic cleft. If you have any doubts, please post in the comment section. If you like it, please subscribe, share and comment to your friends also. Thank you one and all.